exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream. But trying for every chance I get. You can't change nothing if you don't do that. I pay my taxes.
Hello, Blue Dots. How y'all doing, baby? It is Sunday. It's Sunday, baby. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting. Going to start the whole damn week all over again. I'm glad y'all are here, baby. Sherry P was the first one to jump in. And Sherry P, for those that you don't know, is the one that made that fantastic quilt that is up there on our wall. And it is just absolutely great. It's a wall of memories of 4 years of battling the orange menace. Anyway, Sherry P, I'm glad to see you in the room, baby. Dwayne Dwizzle came in, and so is Jay Clayton. Oh, last night in Florida for a while. He's got a huge amount of work, business. Oh, just think all the flowers and candy and shit you're going to be able to send her and make us all look bad, Jay. Just go on about your business, bud. Making us all look bad. BW is in the room. Michael Johnson is in the room. Thank you very much, brother. Let me see. Who else? I got to move my thing. Michael J. Aaron T. Aaron Trombley. And if you don't know who that is, that's Aaron. And she is running for town council in Morrow, New York. That's her account there on Facebook, and her official Act Blue account there in case you want to donate to her. Anyway, Aaron, thank you for being here. Miss Linda, how you doing, baby? Destiny Phillips, thank you for being here, darling. Adina Michael, Jenny Tarasi, Jean Shanky, how you doing, darling? The remixtress is in the room, as is Richard Phillips, Cheryl Cashman from the Cashman family. How you doing, darling? Michael Leach, Adina Michael is here, Donald Ware, Elena Jars. There's our own Blue Dot Dusty, who has been with us forever, also known as Rose, but we won't give her true identity away. Linda Douglas, thank you for being here. Dorothy Tyndall, baby, thank you for being with us for so long. Susan Jarrett, Valerie Wood Rosado, and we knew her before she got the last name Rosado. Anyway, glad you're here, darling. Denise Holt is with us, and Martha Olivera, Sherry. Oh, I'm down into VW is with us. I got to catch up here. I won't be able to catch up. Irish Giselle, thank you for being here. BW, thank you. Thank you all for being here. Yep, gonna start a new week out, baby, and we're trying to get caught up on stuff here. We got some things going on here at the house, and trying to catch it all up. In the process, just the last show we were on, I noticed a piece of paper that I let slip by me, and this is one of two poems written by Mark Perkins. And this was written November 20th. Let me see, November 27th, 2020, shortly after the election. But the word's still written. That's not when he sent it to me. I haven't had it since then, but I've had it for probably a week or two, and I read his letter, And it dawned on me that's not what he meant when he said, read this out loud. He meant this. And boy, howdy, did I have a day. Anyway, I thought it was well worth reading right now and to remind us of what we're doing and why we're here. Because the fight is not over.
Hey, before you do, though,
yeah, before
you got to make sure that microphone's aimed right at you, because where you're...
Well, I got to get this in the light so I can see it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was just saying. Just move the microphone to where we can hear you.
All right.
There you
ready?
Go. Yeah.
Now I got to tilt my head down. Is that good? Can I?
Yeah.
Producers. By Mark Perkins. He turned 3 into 2, then became the 1. Our people he divided, one nation undone. The Constitution he shreds, the rule of law he ignores. Our freedoms are in peril like never before. He fans the flames, stokes the fires of hate. He thinks he alone should dictate others' fate. He doesn't respect others, has no respect for himself. He only believes in stealing and lying about wealth. The Republican Party supports him, his lies and deceit. Moscow Mitch and his friends deserve to be beat. His family and friends, they're all in it too. His supporters don't realize all the damage they'll do. He's been lied to and told he has ultimate power. He thinks no more bigly with each passing hour. He thinks so more bigly with each passing hour. Don't believe what you hear, don't believe what you see. His supporters believe him, but he can't fool me. He will never admit that he is a mistake. Don't believe what they tell you. The news is all fake. He shows passion for Vlad and love for dictators, and those who disapprove, he calls them all haters. It's sad that so many have fallen for his lies. If only they would open their fog-shrouded eyes. Then they may see the anguish he's caused, all of the sadness and hate, the lives daily lost. This pandemic he has said, isn't really real. 2,600 dead so far, but what's the big deal? He says he has none so much good for our nation. He says he has done so much good for our nation. And I'll leave it to me to screw up and not be able to turn the page. Can you hear all the gasps? You feel the frustration. Can you feel the frustration? The lies that he tells, the conspiracy he creates. We must stop this man now before it's too late. And that again is by Mark Perkins and is still relevant today as the day he wrote it on November 27th, which was after the election. You knew. But the dangers still persist. And we're watching the results of it daily on our TV with congressmen and senators proclaiming that January 6th just didn't happen. But slowly but surely, this nation is going to come to its senses. Well, most of us have already. Hey, we always have to remember that. Not half of this nation is for his ass. That's not the way this played out. They are a minority. But that minority can win if we're not careful. This man has put us down a road that there's a new game in town. Every time we're going to have an election, somebody's going to be screaming. And but anyway, I just wanted to catch up on that. I have one more I'm going to read. I'll read it on the next show. They're outstanding writings, Mark, and just really good, talented shit, buddy. I'm really thankful you sent it to me. Anyway, who we got in the room? Chris. Hey, CJ.
Hey, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a gorgeous day in Portland today.
Outstanding.
I really enjoyed your drives through Corpus Christi.
Oh, you like that?
Look gorgeous there, you know?
It's
really nice.
It is. It's a beautiful city when you come into it. Once you get past the construction coming in on 37, well, and eventually
now,
that will
memorial That memorial that you showed with the statue. Now, who is that again?
The memorial that's in San Antonio. Travis and Rose and Tyler had gone to San Antonio, and they were the ones taking the picture.
Oh yeah, about that.
Yeah.
I ought to kick your butt for posting some of those photos.
What?
No, it's just funny because
Hey,
he
you sounded
uploads
to
he
me, I
uploads a
think they're
photo.
fair game.
I sent him some photos because we went out of town, and I
sent me
sent
a photo,
a
upload
gruffed
it.
up photo of me and my brother Tyler. We were just sitting in the car.
Hey, I think you look badass.
No, I just was like, just put the grumpiest face on. And then here comes Dad uploading it to Facebook. It gets 700 reactions. I'm like, Jesus fuck, Dad, this is not a good photo.
You
What are
got
you
that
doing?
look like your
I thought-
daddy. That look
I
that says,
thought
"Don't
you
fuck
said-
with me. I'm a nice
It's
guy."
like
but
I
I'll get up
can
and kick
take a
your
good
ass.
photo. God damn it!
I thought you were going to say that he was waiting for you outside the shower. That's what I thought.
Oh no! Thank goodness.
No, the monument actually is the monument in front of the Alamo, and that is the spot where Santa Anna brought out the dead from the Alamo and burned their bodies on that spot. And that's why
Okay.
it's, that's the memorial
Oh.
that there, and it has all their names listed on the memorial of those.
Yeah, well,
that-
thanks for the drives. Do more of that. I really
Oh, yeah.
enjoy those.
I am. I'm thinking about doing another one over the old bridge before it falls down. Hopefully, it won't fall down while I'm on it, but
Yeah,
we'll
Jesus.
give that a shot. Anyway.
I like the Blues Brothers. Remember that scene from the Blues Brothers?
Oh, I've seen the blues. Which one? What scene?
The
Oh,
first
oh,
one, where
yeah.
they're going over the bridge.
Going
off
over the bridge.
structure, remember?
Yep. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Good jump too. Anyway, Chris, thank you for being
Well,
here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one other quick thing. It's been
What's up?
it's been a very sobering week just watching everything play out in Israel and Palestine.
I'm telling
And
you,
it's
that's
I think
heartbreaking.
everybody's heart's got to go out to those folks out there. And
Yeah.
I was watching Snuffleupagus. That's why I call Stephanopoulos
Right.
Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus.
And the thing is, they were talking about this and that, and they were pulling a bit of heartstrings for this Palestinian family. This guy lost his entire family except for his baby, right? But what they didn't talk about at all through the whole roundtable, through the whole thing, was what precipitated this disaster, which was an illegal seizure of homes, Palestinian homes in East Jerusalem, completely against international law. And don't tell me that that would be legal for a Palestinian to waltz into Tel Aviv and say, "Hey, my grandfather used to live here, so get the fuck out of here, and this is my house."
When yeah.
What do you think the police would do to that person, right?
it is a dangerous situation over right now, and I was reading about it today. Evidently, the straw was they were removing Palestinians from homes, but when they closed the plaza in front of the Al Aqsa, if I'm saying that right, mosque in Jerusalem, which is a typical place for people to gather, on the first day of Ramadan, which also coincided with the Jewish holiday Memorial Day, and the president was going to make a speech at the Wailing Wall, at the Western Wall, and Israeli troops went into the Al-Aqsa Mosque and disconnected the loudspeakers where they were giving evening prayer. Anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. Let's get everybody
Okay.
into the room
All right,
here.
cool.
Earth Mama New York, a.k.a. Aaron T. Aaron, how are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine, dear. How are things going on the campaign trail?
Well,
What?
the current struggle is trying to find a venue for our caucus. The Democratic Party in my town holds a caucus instead of a primary.
Right.
And because of COVID and other factors, we are having trouble finding a location because apparently you cannot purchase insurance for political activities.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, howdy. You're in a world I have no idea. I swear, that's how come we love you so much for going into this. This is not an easy thing to do. It's one thing to say you run and you have a plan. It's another to navigate all the red tape and all the hoops that you have to jump through just to get your name on the ballot.
That's for sure. It's a learning curve.
I don't know if I like that caucus stuff. I like the old voting, let me go in my booth here, I'll vote for who I want and nobody else to know. That caucus stuff, you got to stand out there in front of everybody. Of course, I would not have a problem with that, but I'm going to be the kind of guy to make you feel bad for standing in the wrong damn line. What are you doing over there, Bob? Get the hell out of there. Something like that, They wouldn't like me. I'd get thrown out.
In this case, primarying, if you're a Republican, for example, you have to go and get a certain percentage of Republican signatures on petitions.
Right.
And then, unless there are more candidates than there are seats to be run for, there is no vote. You just are put on the ballot because you got enough Republican signatures to get you on the ballot. The caucus, the advantage is that you have a meeting a certain night. All the Democrats theoretically come.
Right.
You nominate whoever you're going to nominate. They vote yay or nay, and then the person goes on the ballot, and you don't have to go door to door. In a pandemic, that seems like the better option.
Yeah. Yeah, because things have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the world of the pandemic. Thank goodness we're starting to get a little progress here. They've eased the mask mandate. We're supposed to be able to go out and breathe the fresh air, I guess. I'm testing the waters. I'm running on I feel confident because I'm vaccinated. But I'm also the kind of guy, if there's a sign on the door that says wear your there doesn't even have to be a sign. If I go in the store, I'm wearing my mask anyway. People can look. I'm advertising for the Cowboys anyway. Kiss my ass. I don't know where your nasty ass has been, and I'm not ready yet. That's the way it goes. Anyway, Aaron, thank you for being in here. Let's go ahead and bring in Johnny Fly up in Pennsylvania,
Hello.
my friend. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Did you say you were working on for the Philadelphia Eagles? Was that what I heard you say?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, and the
okay.
Giants too. And the team.
Man, the Lovely's trying to get me killed walking around with my Steelers mask on. But I'll wear it because she said it, baby.
There's so much happened this week. You don't know where to start.
Oh Lord, it's gonna get the roller coaster is gonna pick up. The ride is gonna get a little bit more active here pretty quick.
Well, John, I'm not on YouTube, so I don't know what the title of your show is. Because if I try to get on, it's gonna interfere with me speaking. So, what is your show tonight?
Travis, what is the title of our show tonight? Just Blue Dot Family Live?
Yes.
Ah.
That's what you told me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that photo, by the way. It looks like Travis is really.
Oh, God damn it.
Really?
I swear, this is
that
where
photo.
again.
Damn good looking boys, ain't they?
Yeah, no.
They
Yeah,
are.
they are.
No. Me
I
and
thought it
Tyler
was in a
both
Christi
looked at
movie.
each other when we got home going like, we took like 3 other group photos that look great, and I just sent this one as a joke, and it's like, nope, it goes right on to
You bet your
Facebook,
ass.
700
Look at that.
likes.
Travis,
Yeah,
Travis,
he
are
is.
you trying to compete? Are you trying to compete for the number of clicks with the Grumpy Cat?
That's it.
Oh, I could never.
That's pretty good.
I could never
That's good,
compare
Chris.
to the Grumpy Cat. May he rest in peace.
Get going, buddy. Grumpy cat.
But I
Good
like
cat.
that quilt you did too. Awesome.
Oh yeah, well
job.
see, there's a photo where I'm smiling in it at least.
Yes,
like-
you were. You were barely
I didn't
peeking
upload
out
that
behind
right
the. You were peeking
Hey, you
out
let that one
behind
go
the
by.
quilt, but
Normally he sends me stuff I can't share. Yeah. So,
I don't know if I'd say you were smiling, Travis. You had an ordinary face.
you, darling.
You know what I mean?
I
I
will,
love this shirt.
I will say that I
I'm
just
not
do
the
not
only
know
one.
how to take a photo. I'll be upfront with that.
You look good on that one, though. You
Well,
did.
I appreciate
He
it.
looks good no
And
matter what.
Travis didn't even have to pay.
Look at
for
how
you to
good
say
looking
that.
he looks. Oh wait,
I
that's the
know
back
he
of my
is.
head. You can. Oh,
I know
see,
he is.
there's his hand. You need a hand puppet. That's what you need.
I mean, I actually have puppets, but
oh, you do.
I do have puppets.
Oh shit. We might have to give that
Uh-huh.
some thought. We might have to give that some thought.
I'll have to talk to Kyle about it before he can come
Yeah,
out.
talk to Kyle, see if we can get his ass up here. Hey, Sparky Duck.
Bravo Puppet Show? That
Yes,
sounds good.
yes, yes. As a matter of fact,
Hey,
there.
hey, John, I'm watching the YouTube. I just saw the hand come up from the other side.
Yes, go get. I mean, if he's available. I mean, you
He's
know.
is available as being in a ottoman under the bed, and I
give
have
a
to go
secret,
digging for him.
you know,
I can get him next
in
time.
an undisclosed location.
He's in his trailer.
He's in his trailer.
I can get him next time, though.
All right. I was all ready to have fun with that.
I'm sorry.
But
he's taking a nice long nap.
hey,
right now.
Spark, I am so
Hey.
sorry, buddy. I got in there right at the end of the show.
Did you figure out what was wrong with your microphone?
No, no, Travis wasn't here. You know, I went in to go. I was on Skype,
Yeah.
and I went to go
What'd
get
you
into on the show. As a matter of fact, I heard Robin say, "Oh, look, there's John Bravo in the room," and I said something, and it seemed like she didn't respond. And then when I got into the back porch, I'm talking and nobody's like listening or.
Well, here's the thing. I noticed
You
when
hear
we
us?
came.
Yes, I could hear y'all the whole time.
Yeah, something happened because when I actually before we went on, I was having having issues over here because we weren't broadcasting into Discord and
This
whatnot.
was on
So
Skype.
yeah, but what
That
I'm
was-
saying is
yeah.
something happened to our audio input, so I'm gonna have to go into Skype and look and see what got switched around. But I mean, it should be an easy fix. I just wish I knew about it before we left. But I was assuming everything. So in other words, I think Dad touched something.
Hey, I didn't touch shit.
I
That's
mean,
downright there,
Hey,
Travis.
hey.
Actually,
You weren't here. You don't know. I have buttons. I'm allowed. I have
Well-
buttons. Look, I have buttons all over the place.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just a standing thing, John. Let's
But-
blame you for touching something. That's how it works.
This is
Hey,
what
you ain't got a cat to blame it on.
See?
That's
I,
very
I
fair.
got animals. They wander in here. It could have been anybody. You don't know.
Blame the
don't know.
cat. That's right. Or the dog. I know.
Anybody but me. No, I'm sorry. I thought she was on till 8:00 my time.
When is she
See?
done?
Seems to me every time I come out of the room, it's after 8:00.
Wow.
Spark,
Yeah, well,
did she end early that day or?
no, 5 o'clock Pacific time is.
Man,
And when does
over,
she
so
come
that'd
on
be
again?
8 o'clock east in the east.
When does she come on Eastern Coast time? I never get this right. What time is it? 3 o'clock in the afternoon or
on the
East Coast time?
East
No,
Coast
5
Yes.
to 8.
5 to 8.
yeah, Eastern time, 5 to 8
Okay.
o'clock Eastern. Which
I
would,
always miss it, and I only got on that one time, and I keep missing it. That was by accident, by the way.
I had trouble. I got my Friday rant up on YouTube real quick, but I was over there. I was over there at Travis's desk because that's where he was uploading the videos from, and I was trying to move the old camera that we have, and I moved it, and my elbow hit the keyboard, and all of a sudden, Facebook was gone. Facebook was gone. YouTube was still there. Holy shit! So I uploaded it to YouTube. And then I went to searching around for Facebook, could not find it again. So I reopened it again, and there's no video. So then I had to go hunt for the video, which is on another screen he has over there. And it's hide and seek, and I finally found it and dragged it in there. Thank goodness it picked up right where it
Well,
left off. and
John,
it got uploaded.
Can't you just share it? Like, I'll do that
Nope.
sometimes. I'll make a rant, and then I just share it to, like, your page or Randy Kervin's page. Can't you do it that way?
Well, the thing is, the way I do my rant now, because of this new phone I have, I can just take the phone on the tripod out there to my shop or anywhere else I want to be, and just record right there. It's got a great camera. And then we found out the problem is that's really convenient, but I can't upload the video because it's 15 minutes long, give or take. Because we got to compress the file. Because the file's so big, and when you try to upload it, it takes forever.
I know.
So I have to hand my phone off to Travis. Travis takes the video off my phone, compresses it, and puts it on a little thumb drive, and then brings it up here and plugs it into the computer, and then I can upload it.
You know, all of this talk that you're doing right now is
Yeah.
making me nervous because I literally just asked the chat,
Right.
can everybody keep you in line for just a few minutes? Because I got to step out
A
before.
confession. I confess nothing.
Yeah, I saw that too,
see
Bernadette.
nothing.
No,
What?
I got to
Oh,
step
no.
outside. And
My elbow hit the keyboard over there. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I got to step over there
of shit, yeah.
outside before the rain hits. I'm going to seal that leak while the sun's out so that shit can dry really quick. So I'm only going to be spray the shit and come back up. So I was gonna make sure.
Okay.
Can everybody make sure Dad
Hey,
doesn't
hey,
blow everything up?
hey.
I'll make sure, Travis.
Don't
If
touch
I
that
hear
button,
anything, I'll
John.
let you know.
Okay.
John, don't touch that button now. Don't touch it.
You want-
Okay. I trust
the red
y'all.
Go ahead. You
I'm-
have nothing to
We
fear,
can't see
son.
what he's got in front of his hands
Yeah, I
there.
can't see what he's doing, but 'cause
Nothing.
Well,
I open my
Just pressure
know.
him into doing
ahead
the
and
right
do
thing,
that.
and that's not to touch anything. And I rely on Facebook and YouTube to do the same. I'll only
Yeah,
be gone
do
for
the-
a few. I'm just gonna go spray
right.
some expanding foam near my air conditioning unit so I don't have water. Don't.
Hey. These are my buttons.
I know.
These are my buttons over here. If I want to push
Ju-
the button,
just
there
don't
you go,
get
buddy.
addicted.
Push the button.
Okay, I'll be
What you
back in
gonna
a
do?
few.
Okay.
That quilt
Now-
is magnificent, by the way.
Isn't it though? I
Now,
am
John,
so proud of that.
If you press the wrong button, John, do you promise to fix it then?
If I hit the wrong button, yes, indeed, I can stop the show from right here.
Oh,
Yes, if I hit the wrong one that says stop, we go blank. So yes, I have some pretty important buttons on my side, but
yeah, that
I don't
sounds
I
pretty
don't mess
important.
with those over there. They're red. Stay away from the red buttons. I can
Well,
play with
that's
the
what
orange
my-
ones, the blue one. Here's a green one. That's one
Hey,
of my
John?
favorite green ones.
That's what my instructor told me when I was learning to fly. That time I pulled down the fuel mix. That was red. He said, don't
don't
touch
touch that.
anything red. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, that's emergency shit.
Yeah.
Touch that only if shit hits the fan. Which is all
No,
that
don't
you know
touch it
that
at all.
you know that propeller out in front of the airplane when you're sitting in there?
Yeah.
That's just a
Yeah.
big fan to keep the pilot cool. It blows wind on them.
I wish
Yeah.
I would have met you before
If it
that. I would have
stops
told
turning,
my
you watch the
instructor
pilot
that.
start sweating.
I would have told my instructor that. I said, hey, what are you sweating for, Kevin? That's what the
Yeah.
prop run is.
Don't need no freaking engine. Glide in, baby. Yeah,
I
I
could
just
just
hope
see his
there's
look
something
on
down
his
there to
face.
land in. That's all.
Well,
That's
61
right,
was already
Bernadette. I got
behind me,
buttons.
so-
One more step, and I swear I'll touch it. I'll touch it.
I just need you to
Ah,
show
shut up. Anyway.
Hey, watch out for the button.
Anyway, shall we get
So
on
we
with
get-
rescuing our nation? By the way, that
So, yeah,
reminds
John-
me,
Yeah, go
before we get too far into it, and I hope he's out there watching, Jorge Tirebiter, get your ass out of the hospital, buddy. Man, I'm telling you, people, stay the shit away from them hospitals, man. Try to. No, indeed, our friend has been in the hospital for several days, and I talked to Nan, his lovely cohort in crime, on the phone. He's doing well. I'm going to try to talk to him soon. His trip down here it's not COVID related or anything. It's not at liberty to discuss what it is, but it's not an illness. It's a problem he had. And anyway, we miss you, Jorge. Get better. We love you, brother. And don't let me find out this was an excuse to drink all the Save the World beer by yourself. I just swear, I'm telling you.
So,
Anyway.
John,
Yes.
what's this with Matt Gates now? I what do you, I think the shit's going to hit the fan. Do you?
Matt Gates. I get a smile on my face. Before
I
we get
can't
into
do it.
Matt
There's
Gates,
a boot dropping. You can hear it in the distance.
yes,
yeah.
you can.
There's
Let me
a
catch
boot
up
about ready to drop.
with Jeremy McDonald, who came in with $5 and said, "Hey, hope the family and Jenny are fine. Indeed, Jeremy, everybody is well here, and thank you for asking." And John Diddybag came in with $10 and said, "Not in snot fought a duel. Not was shot, and shot was not.
Oh,
Would you rather be shot or not?" John Diddybag comes in and asks the questions that we ponder through the universe. You want to be shot or not? Would you rather be shot or not? Wait. No, you're shot. No. You're going to get me all screwed up here, squirrel. All right. I'll have to come back to that. Where's my thing? There it is.
depends on what type of shot it is, John.
That's right. A COVID shot, yeah. Big deal.
Mm.
Shot of whiskey, not a problem. You know,
Hey, Johnny Fly, do you think
Bullets?
Yes.
that Court
Nah, not
TV,
so much.
Court TV will broadcast the Matt Gates court or trial if it happens?
I don't know if they would or not.
Oh, it'd be great.
It
if
would
they
be
did.
nice. I think CNN would.
tomorrow when Goldberg, he's going to plead guilty tomorrow. I think, to 3 or 6 charges. I can't remember which. He's pleading guilty to sex with a minor. Oh, wait a minute. Witness said Matt Gatz snorted cocaine and had sex with an escort who was paid with cocaine. Those kind of stories are going to start coming out. That's just the headline. I don't even know.
Well, you know what, John? I
What?
think it's going to depend, too, on whether the judge wants something like that to be. It's ultimately up to the judge whether anything gets televised. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's going to be televised. You're talking about the Matt Gatz trial or the Goldberg thing tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm talking about that one that will come down.
The
The
Goldberg
Gates trial.
thing.
Yeah, the Gates.
You know,
everybody
why
says
do
Matt Gaetz.
why do I have a thought in my head that no, it won't be televised because there's going to be names. You know,
That's
remember,
what I'm thinking, too.
when we talk about this subject, he's confessing to with parties after political conventions or something where people showed up. Matt Gatz being one of them, Gates, and other prominent politicians. Prominent politicians.
fill in the
Those were
blank.
2 words have stuck in my. Well, who else was in there? Bill Jones says Greenberg pleading guilty to 6 most serious charges, already made a plea deal. There you go.
Well, you know what, John? Matt Gates swears that he had no sex with any underage girls.
Yeah.
So that's like, what the hell, Donald Trump, and the
That's all he's
what
got.
they're trying to say.
That's what he's got.
Oh, the election was stolen.
Yeah.
So, hey,
This
they're
is all.
consistent
It's
how-
all fake news. It didn't
Well,
happen.
yeah,
This is a conspiracy by the Democrats to convince the people of Florida that I did this and I'm not. I love the people of Florida and I will. Fuck that. Shut the fuck.
Yeah.
Well, these
There's no
people
way
keep
they
lying.
lied.
These people keep lying. There's zero accountability. So why
Yeah.
not
Well,
just
they're
keep
lying.
fucking lying?
They're at the
Well-
point, CJ, that they lie and believe themselves that it's the truth.
Yeah, if they would
Yeah.
only release
It's that
Epstein's little black book.
pathological.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's in the hands of somebody already. That's what I'm wondering is, because we know for a fact that you don't get a plea deal like this. It's just like they've been comparing it to a big drug deal. You're not going to get a plea deal if you're handing in somebody lower down on the rank than you are. You
And
got
have
to
be
give a
incredibly
bigger
fully
fish up for you
truthful.
to get some kind of deal here.
Yeah, and you can't be holding anything back.
No,
There,
no, baby. They catch
everything
you
has to
one
be there.
time, that's it. Deal's off.
The whole deal's gone.
Whole deal's gone. You already confessed
Well,
to everything, and here you go.
They're saying that Green guy, though, they said he's not the best witness. So I don't know if they're basing
Well,
it on something.
Of
he did
course,
before, or-
Gates is going to come in and swear up and down. Well, look at the guy. He's confessing to being an asshole here. He's trafficking and prostitution ring and everything. How can you take this guy's word? That's how come the DOJ is not going to take just his word. He's going to give his story. And then DOJ is going to go out and try to corroborate what he says happened. As a matter of fact, Matt Gatz's ex-girlfriend and Joel Greenberg's are both on those target lists of here we got Greenberg confessing to this crime. He implicates you. You give us the story. Even maybe we'll go light on your ass. That's the way this is going to go down.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure.
But they have to have
paper trail.
corroborating witnesses to corroborate what Goldberg says.
And I'm
they
sure
have
they
to.
have the money trail or cocaine trail or whatever. I'm sure they already have that in hand.
I think the money trail, evidently.
Don't they have some of the escorts?
Yes, 2 ladies that I know of have already come through, came in and gave their stories, which corroborates Greenberg's story. So we know that much. There's little bits and pieces that if you put them together,
And- and the thing is, John, too, they might question Matt Gates about what's certain things to see if what he's saying is the truth, because they already know it from the hookers or whatever, the escorts or whatever.
the escorts.
Yeah, and then they have the money trail with Venmo. And all
I
that
think
other
that's going to be
shit
the
back it
easiest
all up.
thing right there. The financial transactions being able to be tracked. Because they were doing it on Venmo. Are you shitting me? No, it's like, yeah, nobody will notice that shit. Nobody will find it. Don't worry about it. And
You know, John, I wonder if they ever think before they do this stuff that maybe someday the beans are going to be spilled.
Yes.
They don't think. They just do. Well, we're going to
Well-
have a good time and everything else. And like, uh-oh.
well, I think Joel
Johnny-
Greenberg might have been having a few thoughts because they were using that app that if you text somebody, send them a message and they read it and then it disappears. Well, Joel Greenberg was taking screenshots of the conversations with Matt Gaetz.
Smart man.
So
yeah.
he had he wanted some insurance too. He knew where he was playing in this game. He knew what place he was.
Johnny, speaking as a man, okay, when has it ever benefited us when we're thinking with our small head instead of our big head?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Never.
Never ended well.
Nope.
Feels good at the time, but that's
Oh,
it,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
You get in
Oh,
trouble.
Lord.
They never
Yes.
think things through.
Yes.
Yep.
There's been very little, if any, accountability on that side of the aisle. So, and well-to-do young white people who are
Yeah.
used to just being able to skate through every problem they get into,
Yes.
Hey, by the way, I just want to say, way to go, Aaron. I hope, I wish you the best and everything.
root
there.
you
I
on.
hope things work
Big
out.
time.
thank you.
Yeah.
We are all
welcome.
behind you.
It's a huge deal.
It is a
Yes,
big
it
deal.
is.
This is one of our own, one of our family members running for office. I
Yeah,
love it.
Instead of all these maggots
I know.
crawling around Congress, we need some blue dots.
There you go. Let me catch up real quick. Rex Trek donated $5 and said, "Oh, on a side note, just had my reverse ostomy, healing, and again, throne worthy. Never take your butts for granted. I won't ever again." There you Outstanding.
Wow.
Outstanding, Rex Trek. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, baby.
Yeah, I'm glad.
No, I don't take my butts for granted.
Yeah, they were going to do that to me, and I said to the doctors, I said, let's look for other alternatives because I know my mom had it, and it's not fun.
I try to stay away from all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, doctors.
Cologuard.
There you go. That's
Well,
the
I
way to
go
go,
right-
Spark.
I go right
That's
to
the way I went.
Done it.
Well,
I've
I
done
went
it
right
two
to-
times.
I've done
I
it
went
once.
to Geisinger, and when they found that cancer, I thought, oh God, they were going to give me. I said, I do not want a bag on me. So I talked to the doctor there. I said, find out what you can do to regular colonoscopy, but
Yeah.
I'm not going through that. I know what my mom went through.
Has he brought up Cologuard to you? Listen to us, Spark. We sound like a
No.
commercial for
No,
Cologuard.
because they don't
That
give you.
wouldn't work with him.
Well, if they consider you a high risk for
Yeah.
cancer, which they consider me, they won't. I have to go and get the colonoscopy done. It sucks, but now this
Hey,
October I'll have to have it done
It
again.
sucks, but you got to do what you got to do to take care
Yeah,
of
we
yourself.
want to make. So far,
So-
everything's fine. No cancer came back. Thank God.
Yeah.
Did you see this story about the guy who used his ostomy bag, which was not empty, to hit a police officer at Kid Rock's restaurant?
Oh,
No, I
please.
didn't hear
Really?
What?
Seriously?
Well,
Oh boy.
That's
Yeah.
an idea.
isn't that...
Oh my God.
Lord have mercy. Somebody help us. Anyway. Yeah.
Hey,
Fred-
can we move on to the next maggot?
What, point out the
I
maggot
wanted
and we're on to
I
it.
I wanted to ask the family, what the fuck was going on with Marjorie Taylor gonorrhea
Oh.
gangrene?
The cucumber
And I call her
lady.
gonorrhea gangrene because
And AOC.
if you
that
walk,
one?
the moment you walk into her what do you call it? Her workout place, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna catch gonorrhea,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
Oh.
She
That's the
is.
thing with
She's lost
is
her.
that the thing?
Well,
Is that the thing with AOC?
Yeah, yeah. What? The
She's
fuck
an
is that all
asshole.
about? That's crazy.
Oh.
she's got nothing else to do. She's taken off
No.
all of her committees. She's got nothing to do all day but roam the halls of Congress and try to harass people.
Well, John,
she
they
tried
had
to harass Eric Swalwell.
Well,
you
John,
know.
they had
Or
a
one of her
video.
aides did.
I don't know if that was that incident, but she's actually speaking through the keyhole of the door, saying,
Oh,
"Come
yes.
on out and act like a big girl.
Yep.
Take your diaper off."
That's her in
I
2019 before she became a congresswoman.
Yeah.
She was there just trying to generally harass and make a name for herself
Well,
back in Georgia. That's exactly
hasn't
what it was,
quit.
putting on a freaking dog and pony show for everybody. She took a camera around. We saw her do it
So
with a young man from Parkland High School down in Florida,
Yeah.
harassing him.
David Hunt. I
it-
think
yeah,
his name was.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way she made her name.
Well,
being a
what,
dick,
John?
being an asshole.
You know what, John? One of the CNN anchors said she's gonna pick the wrong person one day, and she's gonna really find out. She's gonna really, you know what I'm saying?
Did you hear?
Somebody-
Did you hear what AOC was talking about? How she needs help.
She needs help.
She
Yeah.
needs help. She's got a
Well,
problem.
all those right wing nut jobs need help, really. And they're the ones trying to dominate the party now. Did you see this? The stats
Oh,
today?
man.
What was it? 80% of the people. What was it? 80% Republicans believe that the election was.
Yeah, 70%
So,
believe that
yes.
the election.
Well, they said it's up to 80 now.
Oh, up to 80 now.
80%.
Oh, they're gaining steam. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Give me a
saying that
freaking
Joe
break.
I
Biden
think that's
is
a
an
product.
election
I think that's a product of two things. A lot of people are dropping out of the Republican Party, no longer declaring themselves Republicans, and I think that's a reason why that number has climbed up to 80%. And I think
80%
that
of
some,
a lesser number.
Yeah, correct. And I think the other thing is some people have been persuaded by the constant Newsmax, Onan, Red State, Breitbart, that, I mean, it's a powerful force.
It is. Because
Well,
they keep propagating the same bullshit that Donnie's propagating. They're not quitting. I know people would say, well, we need to concentrate on what the good things Biden's doing, and we should. We should all be happy with the job that he's doing. I am, but they're not quitting, and they're not trying to
They're not
write
going to
their.
go away quietly
No.
into this good night.
No.
By the
fucking
way, if I may say this, tonight, I don't know if you saw CNN's going to have a special, something about the rebellious party or something. It's
Yeah.
going to be 8 o'clock with Fareed Zakaria.
I-
Worth
I-
watching. I would strongly recommend we all watch it.
well, there's a
8
problem.
o'clock East.
The other angle on this story is there's two pieces to it. One is there are rules of conduct in Congress.
Yes.
It's not the Jerry Springer show. You can't just do whatever you want. There's not allowed to be name calling. They have to wear a jacket.
There's a certain
And-
decorum you should follow.
You better tell
Correct.
Marjorie that.
Imagine if you were going to your job, no matter what you do, and somebody was acting like that. How long would
And
it be
any
before
other-
HR would pull them in?
Management would call her in, HR would have her ass, and she'd be
It'd
gone.
be written up
This is no
the
different.
first time. Maybe if you're
At the
if
very
you're- if
least.
you're- well, if you're lucky, you'll get a warning the first time, like a write-up, and the second time you're out the door. But then she thinks she can do whatever she wants.
Well,
He's like an
who
adolescent
was the
teen.
drunken posse that she was with, and what the fuck were they doing there? Weren't there a bunch of guys around her?
BW's
Yeah. Oh,
Marjorie
with
Taylor
maggot
Greene
hats
thinks
on.
decorum is what the
Yeah,
decorator
what's
comes
her
in and moves the
drunken
furniture
posse
around.
doing in
That's
the
what she
House
thinks
of
it is.
Congress?
Well, that was in 2019, Chris.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Oh,
either.
that's better. I fixed
Oh,
But still,
oh, I didn't
She's
know
been
that.
heckling her more recently, challenging her to have that thing about the insurance, face off or whatever about that.
Oh, a debate.
Yeah.
What a joke!
well, you
that
know,
would be.
Nancy Pelosi said that the ethics committee should take care of that. Well, let's see. Something has to happen soon because she's out of line.
She
Well,
needs to be
answering
censored at the
Bernadette
very
there,
least.
I believe Nancy Pelosi is calling for an ethics investigation into Marjorie Taylor
Yes.
Greene.
Mhm.
So that may be in the works,
and
sir.
start at her workout club.
Yeah.
And interview all those folks.
When you look at
yeah.
what's coming down the pike for the Republican Party, we have Marjorie Taylor Greene, the cucumber lady. She's going to be under some kind of ethics. They're going to have to discipline her somehow to keep her from doing the wacky shit she's doing. we're going to have Matt Gaetz as soon as this guy tomorrow pleads guilty and the case starts to progress. Once any kind of grand jury indictment or something comes out on Matt Gaetz, whatever, he is going to lose all of his committee assignments and will be like Marjorie Taylor Greene, just wandering the halls of Congress until they kick his ass out.
And don't
Well, I
forget,
hope that happens
Clanny
because-
Oakley, Clanny Oakley from Colorado. Don't forget
Oh,
about her.
Bobart. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
but she isn't going around harassing
Yeah,
people.
no, she's trying to lay low. The Republican Party, they've just made an ass out of themselves so much lately, so much, with all the back and forth from jumping about, yes, Donnie Boy incited the insurrection until the next day when they go kiss his ass and then, oh, no, it's not. We all see this. It's in the news every day. We're laughing about it. Republicans, that idiot down in, is another idiot in Georgia? I forget what his name is. The one that said it was just
There's a few of those.
a tourist thing.
Yeah, I was
Clyde.
gonna say.
Andrew Clyde out of
Oh,
Georgia.
yeah.
Oh, it's just another
But
day, tourist day.
They
That's
have
all.
a picture. They have a picture of him helping to barricade the doors of Congress.
Yeah. See,
So it doesn't
Republicans,
look-
baby.
Doesn't look
What
like
do
he was letting tourists in.
No. Republicans
That was
will
the most-
stab you in the back and then charge you with carrying a concealed weapon. That's who the Republicans are.
That was the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Come on. Do they really think the American people are that stupid?
They think
Yes,
their
they do.
constituents are. They
Yes.
think that their maggots are.
Well,
And that's who
his
they
base
have to
may
play
be
to.
that- The Republicans' base may be that stupid, but not the American people. I wish
general.
the hell people would wake up and the next time they vote, don't vote these assholes back in. I hope the Republican Party falls apart. I really do.
Well, we're watching it. I mean,
I hope
they're
so,
threatening
too.
right now that there's over 100 well-known Republicans that are signing up, getting on board with Liz Cheney and others. What was his name? Fred Upton this morning in Michigan. He was one of the 10 that voted to impeach Donnie. Again, stood up on a Sunday show this morning, was talking about the Republican Party is going down the wrong path. They've lost their way. I'm trying to think of the word. Somebody called them unhinged. Trump called unhinged by Republican election, whatever the
That's
hell.
the right word.
Yeah.
It's the perfect
Un-
word.
They've been
Unhinged.
unhinged a long time.
Yes.
It's the best word.
Well, what are they going to do? You got your ass with this anchor around your neck, baby. The life jacket ain't helping. It's going to drag your ass down. Life jacket and all, baby.
And drag the whole Republican Party down too. That's why I said I like Liz Cheney. Now she's very conservative. I would never vote for her.
No.
But I respect her. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago I actually called her office and I told her right out. I said I was
Good one,
recording.
Jedi Master.
And and I said to her, I said, I'm a Democrat. I said I do not believe in a lot of the conservative ways, but I have to tell you, I so appreciate and I'm just honored that you stood up for truth for a change.
Yes.
Well, not for a change. I didn't say that, but I just said I appreciate you so much for standing up for truth.
Yeah.
Just Coggins came up and said, I worry that if they split into a third party, they will just take reasonable moderates from the Dems. And that's what that's
Oh,
I
like a
listened to
man
this
said, right?
this thing
Yeah.
yesterday on one of our big problems here in the United States, which is we have a two-party system, winner take all, and that's the problem. We have two people, you vote, winner gets the most, takes all. Whereas in Maine this year, they started doing what they called ranked voting, meaning you
Yeah,
you
ranked
pick
choice,
your
right?
ranked choice. You pick the one that you like the best, who you like second best, and who you like third best. And if one person doesn't meet a threshold out of those three, he goes off the ticket, or he gets taken out of the race, but his votes don't automatically go to the winner. They are split by people, well, who picked who for second choice. And it gives a more a more accurate will of the people, who they really want. But it is something that they've talked about, but you can bet your ass Republicans are going to fight that shit all the way to
Yeah,
the
I
back.
was just going to
They'll
say.
Yeah.
never go for that.
No, they won't go for that.
I mean, it
But
sounds
it's
pretty
what-
fair.
Yeah.
Well, you figure too, this is a primary, so I know if I'm a Democrat, I have to vote within my primary. I can't vote Republican. I have to vote for the Democrats. So
Yeah.
I don't know. In a way, isn't that the same thing? Or I mean, you don't have a second and third choice. They come up with whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No,
That's
it's
running.
in most states. It's whoever wins the primary,
Right.
will be the one that.
We have a jungle primary
Yes,
system.
that's where y'all have it, out there in California, where everybody
This is
just
what we
jumps in.
call it.
Yeah.
The top two vote getters are in the general. So if two Democrats are the top two vote getters, you got two Democrats in the general.
So it doesn't have to be two, one from each party or anything like that.
Well, you know,
No.
they say we need to have a second party, that's strong, but there's going to have to be a lot of rooting out these fanatical right wingers, and I think it's going to take a while because they seem to have a hold on the party. I don't know how many of them, are in leadership. How many of these right wingers are there? That they have? Is it just a small minority that has a rule on this whole thing, or is it?
Johnny, it depends on your bar, right? I mean, if you're talking about hardcore QAnon folks, that's probably a smaller percentage. But if you're talking about folks who apologize for Donnie's big lie,
Right.
still stand behind Donnie, that he is the leader of the Republican Party right now, and the leading candidate for the 2024 election, I believe that's a majority of of Republicans.
Now, who is that woman that was picked by
The replacement?
McCarthy?
For Cheney?
yeah.
Elise Stefanik. She's
yes.
my representative.
Is that right?
Lucky you.
Aaron, lucky you, baby. You
Yeah.
got her, huh?
New York 21.
Yeah, she'll go
representing.
whatever way the wind blows. That's what I
Oh,
get out
yeah.
of her. She will change her.
Yeah, I get a kick out when they say, "Oh, they kissed the ring." They're kissing his ass. What
Boy,
they're
howdy.
doing.
Indeed.
Yeah. The funny thing to me is, like, her name is Elise, right? Stefanik.
Right?
And she's been kissing Trump's rear end a long time, really long time. And when he's referred to her different times when they've been in the same venue, he's called her Elsie and he's called her Steffi. He doesn't even know her name.
He doesn't give a shit what her name is. Come here.
Well, his mind is limited. He can only
Yeah.
remember
It's
so
not
much.
about her anyway. It's always
It's not
about
the
him.
best name.
Yeah. Whatever your name is, get up here. Come here. Tell him how great I am. That's what his response was.
We're losing a rep here in New York this next redistricting. And the only good thing about redistricting in this case is that it looks like my town may be absorbed by the next district down, which is more progressive and bluer. Because right now I'm at the very bottommost edge of this ginormous district that goes all the way to Canada, and it's a lot of Trump flags. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, we get your drift. So she may not be of this world for long anyway.
I don't think she's going to last long. They keep pointing out her voting record, and her tying her ass to Trump. And if you notice her little speech after she got the vote for that leadership spot, her whole speech was nothing but Donnie. It's it's sickening.
If you don't kiss the ring,
But that's what has to change.
Primary, and you're not going to have your seat.
That's
that's just how it's going to go.
This can only go one or two ways. Either the maggots win, or those conservatives that are trying to bring the Republican Party back to what they consider, their old platform. This is it. It comes down to 2022. It comes down to next year, because that's when Donnie is going to have the most power that he's going to be able to flex before his ass gets caught up. And, New York has his own ass under indictment for something.
You know.
He is going to fade, and when he does, you just have to wonder where all these maggot congressmen and senators that are holding on to his ass. What are they going to do?
But you know what, John? I keep hearing these political commentators saying there's a good chance the Republicans will turn the House over. I sincerely hope not, because everything that we're working for now, that's why somebody said that Joe Biden's a little impatient. He wants to get these things done. Because if the Republicans take over, you might as well kiss everything goodbye.
Yeah, they're gonna impeach him.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they'll do when the Republicans
Exactly.
take that. They'll impeach him and they'll impeach Kamala too.
Well,
They will.
not only impeaching, they'll try to, just like Trump did. He overturned things. Now Biden overturned things by executive, action.
Well, no, they
Michael
can't. I mean,
Johnson
the
just
House-
asked whatever
only
happened to the
has so
Southern
much
District
power.
of New York. I don't think they're that far off, Michael, because there's a conversation right now going on in Miami down there about extradite if New York decides to indict Donnie and extradite him to New York on charges. Is Florida going to release him? Is Florida?
I heard that too.
Yeah.
And
So-
good buddy Bill Jones mentioned that he said they really couldn't be able to do it because the federal overrules
Yes.
the state.
Yes.
But I just don't trust DeSantis. He come up
No.
with something.
No,
I
they're
don't see how
they're
they
going to
can.
try to. But that discussion in
Slimy
itself
fucker.
being discussed, somebody knows there's something coming down the pike, and they have to get ready for it. How are they going
Right.
to respond if there's an indictment for Donnie? And how
They're
are they gonna,
hoping he's going to move to New Jersey for the summer so they don't have to think about it for a while.
oh Lord,
I heard he was going to do that, but I don't know.
Well,
if
Maybe
that's,
he won't.
going to run state to
Maybe he
state.
won't
If
go.
he,
he's
if he
smart, he
doesn't do
won't.
it, then you'll know he's scared.
Yeah.
He's running. Let
But
me
aren't the folks in? Go ahead.
well, let me catch up. Teresa Diggum, our artist, came in with $5 and said, Mike Taylor and others are talking about creating a third party. Indeed. The guy that was head of the Lincoln Project and all that, too, was talking about it. If that's what they have to do, get after it, baby. We still have to fight the fight on our terms, not theirs. Diana Mallory, bequeather of the Gong and Secret Squirrels, came in with $5 and said the DNC should try to recruit the repugs that are being censored and come over to the Democratic Party. Diana, I think they are, baby, but they're calling themselves independent. They're calling themselves independent because they don't want to be recognized as Republican right now because it's embarrassing. And Karen Van Wyck donated $10 and said, Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's a victim of bullying by the Democrats. She is the reason restraining orders are necessary. What is scarier is she is allowed to own a gun. Think about that. That crazy
she
lady
might
walking.
pull it out one day and
No,
shoot somebody right in
No,
the
they
hall of
can't. They
Congress.
can't bring that into the House chambers.
you know,
It's
I
a
pointed
gun
out when
thing.
she was running for Congress, before she won, before she was elected, because I remember talking about her because all of her ads up there in Georgia, she'd pull up in a Hummer, jump out with an AR-15 and start shooting signs that said socialism or something like that, just all sorts of, every commercial though had a weapon involved, usually an AR-15 sitting there on her shoulder or something like that, talking about the freedoms of America and how it is that she has the right to her second. It's just a bunch of bullshit that they sell the right. That's it.
That's
And
it.
she did
Feed on.
it. But
That's feed
remember, she got 70, I think if I'm not mistaken, 72% of the vote. 72%. She had no opponent.
Yeah.
She had no opponent. She only got 72%.
There's a good one now, though, John.
And she was the only
There's
one
a
on
good
the
one
ticket.
now. There's a really good candidate that's going to run against her ass.
A
He's very,
Republican
very
or a
close.
Democrat?
No, Democrat.
A Democrat. Good. I
Look
can't.
him up. I don't know his name offhand.
I can't wait to
Yeah,
start
I heard-
getting the
I
names
heard
of
the
people
name.
that are going to run.
Well, I heard the name, but I don't remember. But they did mention it. I believe today they did. It was either today or yesterday. I heard it. So let's hope he wins.
Yeah, all I remember is he's a black guy and he's ex-military.
There you go.
We are going to,
Yeah.
I'm looking
Go ahead.
forward to
Go ahead.
finding out who runs in my district. Who's going to run up against Michael Cloud, who again has lost the Twitter. He just won't come back. He's gone from Twitter forever. He ran the day after January 6th. Put out a message that said, "Follow me to Parlor." That's my congressman. Hasn't been seen since, man. He's just trying to hide, trying to keep his shit out of the news is what he's doing. He's one of the ones that signed onto that or voted against the certification. He signed on to the lawsuit that Texas had against Pennsylvania. All sorts of shit. He's a coward. And I can't wait for 2022 to get his
Marjorie
ass out.
Gonorrhea Gangrene is herself calling herself a victim of bullying. That's like Jeffrey Dahmer saying he was a victim of cannibalism.
Yeah, he was a victim of
really.
indigestion. Not mine.
Massive injection.
I'm telling you. But we laugh, we joke, we have plenty of reason to right now. But this is serious. They're not quitting, and the way our system is set up with the Electoral College, it's a possibility that this shit could come back. It's a matter of numbers and where they are.
We could lose control of Congress during this session if
Yes,
somebody
we can.
dies.
Yes. One person die and we lose control.
Oh, you're talking about the Senate, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are on a balancing.
boy.
And the House is not that divided. We don't have that big a lead in the House.
We have a razor
Uh-oh.
thin
It's shrunk big
lead,
time.
John. Yeah, it's a razor thin lead.
We cannot
That's
let
why
this.
I said, we got to get more people into as Democrats
Yes.
so that we don't have this razor thin lead. I don't know how these people think when they vote.
We need to get.
Well, a lot of people still don't vote too.
That's the
Yeah,
biggest
that's-
problem right there. Over 100 million of our fellow citizens don't have the time. They're too busy. I ain't gonna go do it. What difference
Do
does
you
it
think
make?
that maybe COVID has woken them up, John?
I
Do you
think-
that government does fucking matter. That voting does affect your
I
life.
think the last 4 years have awakened a new passion for paying attention, and that your vote really does count.
Yes.
We all came together. This Blue Dot family and the Democratic family came together, both in 2018 and in 2020. In rose up, we took the House in 2018, and that rise continued, and it was no small feat because Donnie got the most votes ever for a Republican presidential candidate ever,
Mhm.
and we
Mhm.
beat him. So that's how
7
big the numbers that we need. If we did not have the motivated voters that came out in 20, he could have won, and we have to keep that momentum going. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What, John?
What?
No, what I was going to say is if people who have any sense in their head, have any sort of brain in their head, look back at the last 4 years of asswipe Trump and look at what Joe Biden is doing in just a matter of months, I think the choice is pretty clear who they need to vote for. If they're intelligent. Now, if they're assholes like the base of the Republican Party, well, you know what that's going to be like. But we need to have more intelligent people, particularly in the Democratic Party, step forward and make the choices that need to be made. And I think we can pull it off, but it's going to take some work.
It is.
But
It
that's
is.
part of the reason
Gonna
why
take a lot
Biden is
of
trying to pass
active-
everything through fast as he can. Because
Right.
unfortunately, when Dems have been in control before, not enough things got done. People out in the sticks didn't feel an impact. Everyone's
and,
gotta,
well,
like,
we always
How to
have,
be better off.
Right.
and we always have folks like Joe Manchin and
Yeah, I was just
Sinema
gonna
that
say.
throw sand in the gears, and
Yep.
that's why shit doesn't get done.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he was like that before a few years ago. I don't know what president he was on, but every time we had that majority, it always took Joe Manchin. It was one of them. Predominantly, well, no, we can't do that. It's like, well, what
We
the
have
hell are
to
you
pay
supposed
as
to
you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. The
How
military
the hell are you
doesn't.
supposed? Well, how the hell are you supposed to get ahead when you have somebody in your own party that's doing that? What do you have to do? kiss his ass all the time to get something to go through?
Well, we've been wondering, what, do we need to build him a bridge, a
Yeah.
stadium? Do we have to carve his fucking ugly mug on Mount Rushmore? What the fuck do we got to do to get his vote? As a
Oh, that's
Democrat?
Trump. Yeah, that was Trump. That's his. That was his goal to get his mug. Thank God
Oh,
that didn't
God.
happen.
Joe
I
Manchin's
could
another
see-
discussion all by himself.
I could see John Boudreaux and him taking the family out to see Trump's face on the Mount Rushmore. That would be.
Hey.
I'd throw a bunch of fecal matter on it. That's
yeah.
what I would do.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to build his presidential library. I want to see where they're going to build it, man. Come on.
I want to
Well,
see how
there's-
long it
it's
takes
cat in
once
a
they
hat.
build it.
I
I
want
want
to
to see how long it takes
they're
until
gonna-
somebody throws shit on
I
it.
want to see how long it takes somebody to get arrested for pissing on the wall.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Be the
Well, there's
library
gonna
of
be a
Sing
whole
Sing.
wing
It'll
dedicated to
it'll
Dr.
turn into a
Seuss.
thing.
That's gonna be the next con. He's gonna get money for his presidential
they'll-
library
they'll-
that he'll never
Yeah.
build.
Good
They'll
point,
give money
Sparky.
to it too. His
Yes,
base
they will donate out the
they will. Of
wazoo.
course they will.
Yeah,
Every last.
that's
every
what it's
last
all about. The grip.
penny.
It's all about the money, baby.
It is.
It's all about the money.
And
Velica,
truth be told-
is Velica in here? I think she is.
I see her.
I see
She's
her.
muted. There she is.
Hey.
Hi,
Hey,
Velica.
Velica, how are you, darling?
Velica.
Okay.
Everything
Yeah,
going
okay.
okay in your world?
Yeah, sort of. It's
Sort of.
going. It's good. It's gonna get. Yeah.
You didn't.
Thank
You didn't win the lotto,
Hey.
so it could be a
I
better
don't
day.
care. I don't care.
Ah, what
All
would
I
you
want
do
is
with
some
it
sleep.
anyway? Well, baby, we appreciate you coming in. And T.W. Travis, how are you, brother?
I'm here. I've got a challenge for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
What's that?
If she can out-piss me, she can stay in Congress.
Yeah.
She can outpiss you.
Are you putting back a few beers before that challenge?
Oh,
Hold on and
Is
let
that what
it.
you're saying, Travis? Battle of the bladder.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Battle of the bladders. There you go.
And I've got another thing to say. If my dog had a face like hers, I would shave his ass
Ah.
and teach him to walk back.
There you go. She is.
That piss contest, is it time or distance?
Yeah. It's just, yeah. Let's clarify the rules here. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Ain't that sad?
I actually feel pretty good today. Got my last COVID shot. So.
Outstanding,
Awesome.
brother.
Yay.
Outstanding. So you're all done. Got
Good
both of them?
job, TW.
Yep, I have both of them.
Good
2
deal.
more weeks. 2
Awesome.
more
Get
weeks.
2
to
more
chill.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I passed my
2 weeks,
2 week
you-
thing, so I'm fully protected now.
Yeah,
Yes.
us too. We're past the 2 weeks. I feel better about it. I am a little bit more lax outside, but like I say, when I go in
I
the
saw
store,
you
I
at
grab my
dinner.
mask.
I've
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
been relaxed outside. It's just going into places, you know. It's like you're around a bunch of
Right.
people, but you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like,
Well, I think the rule should be if the sign on the door says wear a mask, wear a freaking mask. And then if you want to anyway, wear a mask. I do.
Well, see,
You know,
with the
I'm not-
local
you know,
grocery,
most of the people I see in the store wear a mask still.
the local grocery store I go to, they have a sign. It's like, you know, if you're not vaccinated, wear your mask. If you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask. Well, now I wear a mask because I don't know who's vaccinated. or
I
not.
wear a mask
Yeah,
because I don't want
exactly.
anybody thinking I'm a Republican. Are you
Exactly.
shitting
Yeah,
me?
there you go.
Oh, look at that. Must be a Trump supporter over there. Fuck no,
You got
give
a
me my
good
mask.
point.
If that's what it takes.
Good point.
40% of the 46% of the Republicans in Congress have not gotten vaccinated.
no.
Isn't
That's
that
fucking
sad?
unreal.
The Democrats are 100% across the board.
So that should tell you something, right?
Yes.
There. They don't give a shit for anybody but
They will
themselves. I'm telling you, they're the
politicize
most selfish.
anything.
Exactly.
It is not about
Well,
facts or issues. It is about the attitude. That's
they don't
all they
believe in-
got.
They don't believe in science, so should we be surprised?
No, no.
I don't know if you guys talked about this or not, but do you think Donnie's shitting peach pits right now?
Yes.
He's going to get extradited here in the next couple of days.
That's
Yeah,
we were
talked-
talking about that a
touched on it
minute
little
ago.
bit. I think so.
They're
I
having
hope
that
so.
conversation in Florida as to what to do if New York comes in with
having that
with extradition.
conversation last night. We were having that conversation conversation last night. A friend of mine, and I told him, I said, think about it. I said, DeSantis can stop a state thing, but Santos can't stop the federal shit
This
that's
is
coming down
Department
the
of
pipe.
Justice, Southern
so
District of
DeSantis
New York.
basically can kiss off.
This is not a state thing. This is a federal thing. He's
And
got,
I said, they can't stop him, so he better just, like what was it Michael Cohen said, he better be fitted for a nice orange jumpsuit.
When you're talking about taking people and charging them, especially those who have vast amounts of money who can hire the best of lawyers, you better have your shit together. And I think they
He
do.
doesn't pay his bills. He doesn't pay his bills,
Pay his bills. His lawyers have basically said, "Screw you. We're not doing it."
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about Donnie. I'm talking about
anymore.
wealthy people in general. So you got to have your shit together. And don't think there aren't plenty of lawyers that would take Donnie's case just for the pure publicity of it. Even if they knew they were going to lose, they'd still do it just to get the publicity. Look at me, I defended the president.
He's already got a highfalutin tax fraud
I'm
lawyer.
sorry. We just couldn't do it. They got your ass. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to go bye-bye. Well, I'm sorry, but I couldn't do anything because, that lawyer's going to look at it and go, I was going to get paid anyway. Might as well see him go to hell, but might as well be there.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to be his lawyer, you have to go in knowing you're not going to get paid. You're not going to fucking get paid.
The lawyer will be going, okay, I can go down in history of basically defending Trump, but I'm also going to go down in history of seeing the son of a bitch go to jail.
That's my determination in life now. I want to live long enough to see him get his just reward. I want to see karma come around and kick him right smack in the freaking balls if he has any at all.
Like the Ring of Fire said, it sounds like it's coming down in a couple months. Or not even that long.
The wheels of justice turn slow in these kind of cases because,
Yeah, that's what Sparky said. And they do. And they do.
Because they want to cover all their bases. Like I said, they're not going to take Joel Greenberg's word for all of what he says. They're going to go out and corroborate every story that he told them
other guy too,
before they allow him to plead and get a lesser sentence. So the work has been done.
But he also wants to, the guy that's retiring for the New York District 9, he's wanting to make a name for himself and say, look what I got to do. Ha ha ha, I got the son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So.
Boy, howdy. Bernadette Priest, she said she's wearing her mask because she got her Tammy Ames masks. I'm so thankful. I am so thankful that I sent them to her and they never got there. And we kept waiting for him and waiting for him and waiting for him because I'd already thrown away the tracking number. In cleaning out my truck, I just thought it was another receipt, threw it away, I guess, and couldn't find it. Lo and behold, it showed back up in my mailbox. I had put the wrong freaking zip code on it.
Oop.
Yeah, I've been known to do that before. And my sister-in-law, I sent her some salve, and I did the exact same thing, and it came back to me. And luckily, luckily I had Bernadette sent her some, and then when that came back, it just that's for me because I use the shit a lot. Very selective with it. Anyway,
in the chat we were talking
Today's
about
the first
how
day I haven't used any of the salve.
the first day you haven't?
Haven't.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
there's
nice,
next
huh,
start-
Sparky?
Huh?
It's nice, right?
Yeah, but my neck's starting to come around. It might
okay,
give me
good.
some problems later.
good.
I'll tell you what, I had a spur on the bottom of my foot. You know what those are, bone spur.
Yeah.
And I actually rubbed that stuff in there for the last couple days, and it's gone.
Hey, Bernadette, whatever hurts, put it on it. Aaron, you were going to say
You mean
something?
Donnie could have gone to Vietnam if he had just had
Yeah,
the
if he would
salve?
just use some priestries, he would have been a hero. Would have got all the medals, I'm sure, all of them.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Well, in his
well, I was just
mind,
saying that
He
the
would have been,
latest
no, John, he would have been the asshole in the foxhole going, I can't do nobody.
I have no doubt. Go ahead, Aaron.
the latest QAnon conspiracy is that those of us who got the vaccine are now spreading a new virus that's going to infect all of the conservatives. So they're now
Really?
masking up.
They're
Oh,
masking up
goody,
because
I'm
the
back.
Democrats have a
I'm glad they're wearing a mask.
go down the street hacking my ass off.
You should agree with that
I've
theory.
actually heard that we have got little tracking devices in us now, and they can.
Yes.
Well, that's Bill Gates put the little tracking device in your ass with the shot. You got your microchip
Yeah.
in there, Now they can track you wherever you go.
Well, who's going to have the
I wonder if
tracking
they-
rights? Who's going to have the tracking rights, John? Bill or Melinda? Who's going to win that?
I think that they're going to have to go to court. Probably
Who's gonna get custody
probably
of those
Bill, but
microchips then?
Melinda will probably get visiting rights or something. She'll probably get to
I
go
think she
check
would like
it
a
out.
distance
Probably
herself.
that would suck, because if they do live in California, and basically California is a half state.
Yeah.
You go get half of that business, and
Well, it ain't like she don't deserve it. She put a lot into that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying, but you're gonna get half, so you
Oh.
better, like
Half.
if they walk in and say, well, he gets half of Microsoft, he's gonna go. No.
Well, I've never lived in that world, and thank goodness I don't, because just the mere fact of a prenup or something like that, it just flies against my basic concept of what a marriage should be. Why you're getting married. Shouldn't
Well,
be
you know why they do a prenup,
be.
right? So they take the same shit.
yeah, because
they had
somebody's worried
before.
about some fucking money.
But the funny thing is I don't understand that, because Melania basically did a prenup. Then she went back in and fixed her prenup.
Oh, she
But
negotiated.
Johnny, or Donnie, but Johnny or John Donnie ain't worth shit. He ain't gonna get hardly jack.
I've had trouble with that pipe all night. Stopped up. I think my stem is stopped up.
Do you ever wonder what happened to Rush Limbaugh's wife?
No.
She's still in the pit, right?
No, I haven't. Not a
Lotion
single
on her
bit.
skin still?
Please enlighten me as to what is her problem.
Yeah, I never gave her
I
a
don't
thought.
know, but nobody knows.
Free at last.
Who cares?
I hope it stays like that. Nobody knows.
What is it like the most ones that have fallen off the face of the earth? Alec Jones. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
You had to bring
And
up that
then you
ass.
got Rush Limbaugh gone. Steve Bannon's got his little show, but it's pretty much toast. So
Slowly but surely, my friends. Slowly but surely. This cannot stand. It can't stand in the face of decency. This whole corrupt Republican Party, like I said, they'll stab you in the back and then charge you for carrying a concealed weapon. They're scumbags. That's who it's narrowed down to. It's reduced down to. The good conservatives, the people that have a half a brain in their head and see what happened, are leaving the party, calling themselves independent or whatever they are. Some of them are thinking about forming another party. But that party is dwindling down to nothing except a batch of hateful trolls. And they're showing up, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, people like Bobart, Matt Gaetz. These people, the Clyde, the Gown, he's going to turn into a laughingstock with the one tourist comment. He's an idiot now. And so many of them are. Senator Johnson up in Wisconsin, same thing. They've made ridiculous statements that are going to come back and haunt their ass, and as well they should.
Well, just so we keep them out of power. That's why I said a lot of people, they have enough brains in their head and common sense. They should never vote them back in again. Never.
No. And that is so essential. Like I've said before, we are in a slowdown right now after the big the party of the 2020 election, and we won. We're getting better on the pandemic. People are getting vaccinated. We're able to go without a mask sometimes. People are getting.
I heard a thing the other night when I was watching. They said Biden's percentage rating is up to 68%.
Yes. And mind you, Donnie never got to 50. I think he was the highest was 48%. I think was the highest he ever reached favorability.
Yep.
Biden is up 60 something. What was it? 68? You said?
Yep.
People are liking.
They said people like what Biden is doing for
Yes.
the country, being a Democrat or Republican.
Yes, because we just went through 4 years of bullshit, and it's nice to have a president who's not out there demanding Twitter shit every day.
Well,
trying
John,
to set
I
the country
agree.
on fire.
I agree, John. But now I was just thinking too, and this is my opinion on it, but I know in the past, the Democrats, when they're in power, their foreign policy hasn't been as strong as it should be. Now we're dealing with Israel and the Palestinians and the Gaza Strip and the war. Well, it could be a war. And I'm just wondering what
it's
President
looking like
Biden's
it
going
more
to
and
do
more.
about it.
More and
Yeah,
more.
because they're starting to criticize him
Yeah,
for not being
that
more
Kushner
alert.
peace deal
Well, the
didn't work
thing you
out too
don't-
good.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Yeah. But the thing you don't have to worry about, Johnny, is Biden does know foreign politics and does know foreign things. He's not gonna.
Well, the
he's not
world's going to have to
back down,
step
but he's
up.
not going to push this into a war.
Yeah, but
We
they-
all
push
know
us
what the
into a
fucking
war.
answer is. The answer
Yeah.
is the same answer that we've known for decades and decades.
For decades.
And that is
yeah.
a two-state solution. You cannot turn your back on the Palestinians. They had a country, now they don't. Okay, and what little
Yep.
they do have is under Israeli control.
what
You
You
have
know,
to
John,
you have to come
London will
together on that
simplify.
issue somehow. I wish somebody knew the answer to this, but this conflict
you
goes
know
back a millennium.
You know what, John? I think the main problem is, and it was very evident when Trump was in power, one of the things that he did, he gave Israel, he recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
Yes.
Well, the Palestinians have a problem with that, especially in East Jerusalem. They consider that their capital. So there's differences, and it's all
Jerusalem
based
itself
on
is a
religion.
divided city.
Yeah, but they base it on religion. I wish they'd get away from that religion stuff.
Yeah.
Let's deal with it.
I
that's
don't think
not
it's
gonna
religion,
happen,
baby.
is it?
There's only
Well,
two
that's
places in the
wrong.
world where religion plays so much in
That's been-
politics: the
that's
Middle
been
East and the United
5,000,
States.
yeah.
That's it.
That's been 5,000 years of religion right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why it's
Israel
not
and-
going away.
Keep in mind,
why
though, this
that's
is
the
not a
problem.
fair fight. This is not two equal states
No.
at war with each other.
Right.
We give $3.8 billion a year to Israel to fight against these people. They don't have
Right.
enough.
Yeah, this is
Palestinians don't
not
have
an equal
anything.
fight.
Nope.
I really question the need to take that building out that the AP was in at Al Jazeera.
And people,
Yes, and people, because they have missiles that if you wanted to take out a certain office in that building, you could do it. You could do it.
in
You
2
didn't.
seconds.
You don't have to take the whole building out. Again, what I seen the other day. Oh, it was on Trevor Noah, I think, talking about the beforeisms. What caused this? And for every answer you have, there is an event before that caused that event to happen. If you go back farther, there's something else but there. And this time, right now, they have gone a long time without any major events. But it wasn't until here recently at the beginning of Ramadan that and right prior to that, Palestinians being about 6 families being evicted from their home just because another family says that they should own that home.
so-called settlers.
Right, and that started it, and then what really kicked the can off was on the first night of Ramadan, the Israeli president was going to make a speech at the Wailing Wall, at the Western Wall, and they were afraid that his speech would be drowned out by evening prayers, so they went into Al-Aqsa, I don't know that mosque, Al-Aqsa Mosque, and literally cut the lines going to the loudspeakers that they broadcast the evening prayer on, which was an insult. And then they closed the plaza
What timing?
to the synagogue and where people meet, and that's what really kicked it off this time. But again, this has been going on all my life, and I have mentioned before that I am, so many people, especially on the religious side, will just immediately take Israel's side. But what the fuck? You have to look at the bigger picture on everything, and there's got to be a solution to this shit. And it can't be just one side wins all and everybody else gets killed. That's not a solution. That was tried before. It's not going to work. And how we get there, I wish I knew. I wish I knew it. It's not as simple, I guess, as we should all live as brothers and sisters. They're all, they're all based, between, you have three religions that collide right there: Christianity, Judaism, and Muslim faith. They all three collide right there in Jerusalem. So, with very extreme religious folks on each side, it makes for a volatile area. And until the world can step in and make a deal, a peace deal, a two-state solution, because you cannot turn your back on the Palestinians. Even I, as a kid, remember the map having a Palestine on it. It doesn't. And that is wrong and has to be righted. And Israel has the right to exist, but there's a limit. There has to be lines, and you can't cross them. And there's just too much of the settlement building. You just walk into a territory and start building it and claim it.
They need to go back to the map of 1967.
Yes, the Arab-Israeli War. That was negotiated lines.
But still, religion's the basis to that. And until you get past that impasse, you're going to still have these problems.
Well, we're having a battle between Hamas and the Palestinian Authority about who's going to take charge. Who is going to be the leader of the Palestinians? Is it going to be Hamas, or is it going to be the Palestinian Authority?
Aaron, I missed what you said. What did you say?
Well, all of these religions teach them to be tolerant and love.
That's what's so strange, Aaron. Is every one of them teach the same thing? They're all the God of Abraham, are they not?
Yeah.
So, what's the deal?
The irony, the hypocrisy of the situation where you have, the reason why Israel was formed, and then these are the exact people that are trying to exterminate their neighbor.
Yeah,
but they did that in all biblical times too. They destroyed.
The world is
different
taking
nations.
note right now because of the power of Israel. Israel has the power to wipe Gaza off the map.
But how did they get that power, John?
We gave it to them.
Who gave them the stuff?
We did.
We gave it to them, right?
We did. We did. And I have made the mention before, because it's not an easy thing. I don't accept Israel full on face because of the USS Liberty. If you're in the Navy, you know what the USS Liberty was. It was a United States ship strafed by Israeli aircraft because they wanted us to move and we didn't move. So they came in and shot us full of fucking holes. So never forget who your friends are. I mean, there's no doubt that we back Israel 100%, but we cannot turn a blind eye to the damage that they're doing. And you can't take it all. You have to share. There has to be a solution to it. If not, you're condemning generations to come to the same death and destruction that we've seen for generations already. How long are people on both sides going to suffer this shit? When you know what the obvious answer is. Huh?
And every time they make a deal, you hear that the settlers start moving in. And then a bottle gets thrown.
Yes, because there's extremists on both sides. There's Jewish extremists and there's Arab extremists. Both of them are going to push the limits, but one has more power than the other. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Somebody's going to get killed before they get to the fight. I don't know the answer. I really don't. We have dear Jewish friends in this family, and we also have Arab blue dots in this family. And we can all come together here. So we all sit here, just like you said, Aaron. They all teach the love and acceptance. It's in the interpretation. We see it here in our Christianity here in the United States. No matter what issue you take up, whether you're for something or against something, it doesn't matter. You can go to the good book and look up a verse that is going to support your side of the issue. Anywhere. Exactly. It's ambiguous. It doesn't matter. You can find whatever you want in there. And if your heart is hard, you're going to find something to beat somebody with. I told y'all, my first experience was the Bible was getting beat over the freaking head with it.
Interpretation.
Yeah. I tell people, as far as the religion I'm most familiar with, Christianity, I tell them, look right at the front of the Bible. It's the most important word you're going to find in that book. It says King James Version. That's the word. And it's interpreted so many different ways. I can't help but think.
There's so many different ways because, like they said, the original Bible was written.
Hey,
and they
when we
had
were
to
all kids.
rewrite that so we could understand it.
Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Remember that song? Seems we lose sight of that once we get a little older. You don't? You heathen. Yes, you do.
I've never been exposed to religion in my life.
You never? Spark, come on. You never went once?
Never.
I've been lots of times. Come on, baby. Save me. I'm all cranked up. Let me have that healing feeling.
Why do you say it like it's a surprise? I never have. You should know that.
Well, if somebody invited you to go to church and you
Oh,
said,
you
Dad,
bet
I'm
I
going to
would.
church,
I mean,
go for it, baby.
I would. I mean,
You gotta
like, I
learn
would.
that
It
shit.
depends on what church, and it depends on, who I'm going with. And I think that's the biggest thing, because I'm trying to hold my tongue here, because I would go off on a rant myself when
I
it
know
comes
you
to
would.
this situation. But every morning I wake up, and the first thing I do is I, look at what people are talking about. I go to Twitter, because, people are posting from Twitter, and I'm seeing tweets coming out of Palestine. And it's enough to make my blood boil. But it's not the only thing. It's more like, there are a lot of people, though, on the grounds of Israel protesting this shit, too. So it's not, I would love to think it's not the entirety of the Israeli people that are supporting this shit, considering there's so many out in the street that are not condoning what their government and what their people are doing, which is just an atrocity to humanity. It's the footage, the videos, the photos that are coming out every day now. It is just unbelievable, and there's no other word for it than terrorism. It shouldn't be about a religious thing here. You shooting rockets into another country and killing innocent people is, I'd love to think if I would love it. I honestly would. Let Jesus come down just to tell every freaking one of you how fucking horrible of individuals you are. And that is not what his message. And I'm not even a Christian, okay? But I do love to think Jesus is this nice, chill dude who loves everybody. At least I like to think that. I
was thinking of that. If I go to the pearly gates, what's the worst he has on me? Blasphemy?
Yeah.
And the first thing is, guys, Jesus, if he existed, and that's if he was a fucking Palestinian. So let's not forget that.
Yes. Yes. This is, but, it goes along that same line of, Santa Claus is white, Jesus is white. It's the whole white thing.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be that way or it doesn't sell.
It's amazing, though. We're in Western culture.
Racial purity. Yeah.
Well, Western culture, we were raised in Western culture. Eastern culture is altogether different.
Oh,
the Middle East is altogether different. So maybe I don't understand everything about the Middle East, I kind of related to Israel because growing up I shouldn't say, maybe in a teenager I got into Pentecostal church, which was...
I remember a movie one time, and it was George Siegel, and it was called Carbon Copy. And I remember the Carbon Copy, and I remember Tom Poston played the preacher, the reverend, and he came in and he's talking with him, and they're sitting there, and George Siegel's sitting there, and he goes, I need you right now, Walter, to go upstairs, and I need you to tell your wife that God is white. And he goes, how do we say that? He said, because he said you have the Muslims, the Jews, and the Christians and everything. He said, so all of that's different religions. He goes, God is white, Roger. He goes, this is the thing. And he goes, that's not true. He goes, I'm white, my son is black. He goes, so how do you know? And, he basically put it to him that way, and the guy couldn't say anything. He was like, "Yeah, that's true."
We all, I wish we had the answers to whatever the answer is to the great questions of the world when it comes to religion, because in my book, religion has turned into one big "my God can kick your God's ass."
That's
You know,
it.
Yeah, you don't
and,
know.
and we can't win that. You can't win it.
In any religion, it could be Muslim, Christian.
I'm not embarrassed to call
Jewish,
myself an
it could be
atheist. I don't.
anybody.
But I try to treat my fellow man the best way I can. I try
See,
to do
that's
the
the
right
thing.
thing in my life.
See, that's the thing, John.
I try to teach my
we're-
kids to be.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, what Travis mentioned is so true. It's like we're human beings. How could one human being do what they're doing to other human beings, whether it's in another country or what have
That's
you? You know, yeah. That's
How
it.
can you be so hateful to another country? That's just it's,
Well,
I mean,
how could the
we live-
Taliban or
we-
ISIS? How could
You know,
ISIS
I
do
think
what
about
they
it.
do?
Yes.
I think about it every day.
In the name
we
of
all live
religion.
on this planet. We all live on this planet, and I think that it should be peace among the planet. That's what I think, because it's like we all live on here. We all have to take care of the planet. That's the way it should be.
Well, that's
Well,
what
it's
I
not
call
a
my religion. Is
domination.
right out my back door when I look at them trees. That's my religion right there. That's as
Right.
close as
Well,
I
you
get.
know, a lot
a
of these
deity.
religions they feel they have to dominate. Now, like with Christianity, according to the Bible, Jesus told his disciples, "Go you into all the world and preach the gospel. Whoever believes shall be saved, and whoever does not believe will be damned." People will sit there and say, "Well, that's pretty narrow-minded." Then you have other religions saying you have to do this, step 1, step 2, to be accepted by God. I don't know where they came up with all these differences, but
Want to know how I
that's
piss?
the problem.
You know how I piss religious people off, Johnny.
Oh.
When I speak honestly, because when I speak from my heart, if there's a God, I give him one fucking chance to get on his knees and apologize to me. And that's the way I fucking look at it. And
And
I
Johnny,
hope that
looking
doesn't
at
offend you, but if it does, I'm
Johnny,
sorry.
hey Johnny,
Yes,
real quick,
yeah.
Huh.
I got one answer for you. One word answer: patriarchy. To answer
Yes,
your question about
that's
these
right.
rules and shit,
Yeah.
Yep.
going into heaven and hell, all that's created by patriarchy.
In my
That's all
book,
that
he's
is.
got some questions like to answer to me. And,
Well,
and
like
to
I
hell with
said,
his
in
questions.
in Christianity alone, there's how many sects and divisions? How many religions? How do you know which one's right and which one isn't right?
Well,
How do they come up with all these
the,
differences?
the only true religion is the one that you belong to. That's it.
Mhm.
The only true God is the God you believe in. There is no
That's the
other,
thing.
and that's
Yep.
it's that non-acceptance of somebody else's deity is just there's 4,200 religions in the world. Somebody's got to be wrong. I'm just saying.
I would say that too.
If you follow that
There's
theory,
other,
it's
coming
somebody's
out.
somebody's
Has
going to be
has everyone
disappointed.
seen has everyone seen the South Park movie?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, in the South Park movie, they have that. There's like a game show or a drawing or something of who the winner, and the winner is Mormonism.
Mormonism.
That's
That's
the
the
correct
winner.
answer.
That's
Yeah,
the, there
that's the
you
winner.
go. I get you 10
That's
wives.
because true. That is true because basically the two people that do it are both Mormon.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Imagine no religion. Imagine the peace in the world. Anyway, let me
Yeah.
catch
Wanna
up
see the
here real
funniest
quick
thing?
because
Oh,
I have
go
to help out my buddy Jeremy McDonald, who came in with $5, and I have to answer his questions because he seems to be a bit confused. He says, if I have a Bill Gates tracking number, do I have to pay the activation fee? Jeremy, I am so glad, brother, that you asked that question so we can clear up anything. No, you do not have to pay the activation fee because when you got your shot, they also took a little bit of your blood and searched the DNA, and they matched that DNA with who you are, your Social Security number, and you won't even notice the monthly fee that when you get older, if you get old enough, to get your Social Security, there'll be a slight deduction, and that's the activation fee and the monthly charge for the tracking service. But you
And
will
John,
never
don't
know it.
forget-
You won't see it.
John,
you won't
don't
even
forget-
notice it in your check because you'll never see it. But we need to clean
Later
that up.
John, don't
you'll
forget
get
you
them
need
to
the
go to
you need the
Yeah.
two-way authentication code
Yeah.
too, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the yes.
And they'll
But-
let you know when you have to go to your tattoo artist to get Microsoft
Oh yeah.
plastered on your ass.
But for those, and don't y'all let this shit out because this is highly classified. Those of the Deep State Secret Society, and especially those in the Blue Dot family chapter, your decoder ring, if you turn it on, all fees are just taken care of. You don't have to worry about nothing. The decoder ring works with the chip that's in you,
There you go.
and you're
As
good
long
to
as
go.
you have
So
the
if you're a
blue-
Blue Dot family member, you got no worries at all. It's all taken care of.
Boy,
So,
As
and
long as you
That
have the
makes me
ultra
feel
light
at ease.
to put up the bump. They need that too.
and our own Christopher Citro, Chris, in the room with us, came in with $5 and said, "Keep your eye on 2022, Blue Dot family." Indeed, Chris, that's the key.
Absolutely.
We're going to have plenty of family meetings and rants between now and the time that things start to pick up. But they
And
will
we need
start to
folks
pick up
to get
again.
active.
We are
need
going to
folks
get
Get
active.
out there, join Beto's group, join Stacy's group, join
Yeah.
all around. Arizona's got to have something, right?
Right.
We need people to go out there, make calls, knock on doors. I mean, if you're vaccinated, you can knock on doors now.
Yeah. Now, we know you're going to enjoy your summer.
6 feet away.
And the world isn't on fire right now, but there is still a smoldering ember within our society, and with
by
the
the way,
loudmouth
John,
down there in
what-
Florida, he keeps fanning that ember. Go
hey,
ahead,
John,
John.
what's going on?
What?
What's going on out in Arizona anymore? They still working on those votes.
That's right. They moved it over to Crazy Town, baby. They did. They moved it out of that Coliseum they were in, moved it over to the Crazy Town, where the carnival is, and they're storing the ballots in there. Don't worry, clowns are security, baby. They got security clowns over there.
Yeah, 24 hours a day.
So. Mm-hmm.
Cyber ninjas.
Called the Arizona Rangers. No such creature, but they look sharp. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter because we all know what's going to come of that anyway. It's going to be
Can
a
somebody
shit show.
sue
when they come out.
cyber ninjas out of fucking business? Somebody needs to sue them.
Yeah, don't worry.
Just like Rudy and the pillow biting guy.
Yeah,
and all those guys.
Mike Lindell.
Oh, that
My
guy is
pillow.
a moron. That guy
Yeah,
is a
he's not
freaking
doing
moron.
good, is he?
Mm-mm-mm.
Isn't he having it rough? Mike?
Well, if he would quit opening his mouth and inserting his foot, he might do pretty good. But he keeps,
Yeah.
And
he
inserting
keeps
his pillow.
tasting his D12, so
Yeah.
whatever.
That was a good idea. What'd you say? Insert a pillow. That would shut him up.
Yeah, he can't.
No,
He can't
needs
shut
to-
his
well,
mouth. He
needs
is
to
really.
insert that too, but,
He is really pushing
I
the
mean-
limit of sanity. I'm
you
telling
know,
you.
the funny thing is I get a kick out of it every day. You see one or two on YouTube. I know you guys got to. You see one or two. Oh, Donnie's gonna be put back in office. Donnie ain't gonna do shit because Donnie's
Yeah,
too
really.
worried about a shit peach pits right now
Yeah.
because he's worried about getting extradited to
I
New
think
York.
Donnie's gonna have a
to
lot
face
of trouble.
charges.
Stay
So,
tuned.
They
It's
said,
like a-
"Are you gonna run in 2024?" Well, we'll have to see. Yeah, because your ass going to be in jail, bitch.
Yeah, let's hope so. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming by and visiting tonight and making the show what it is. It's y'all's participation in this that makes it. And Chris, we always appreciate it when you come by. We
Yeah,
love it when we
absolutely,
see
John. Thanks,
cross-pollination there, buddy.
It's been lively. I love it. I love the Blue Dot family. Come on over to the front porch. Stay
You
for the
bet.
back porch.
Yeah, maybe I'll be on time this time with a microphone that works.
And you can even call during the week, folks, too.
Yeah,
Robin
I
loves
don't know
talking to
why
folks.
I don't jump in during the week. I just, I get into a rhythm and that's who I am. But I'll try harder. That's the best
Again,
any of us can do.
headon.live.
You know better, you
Yeah.
do better. Anyway, Chris, thank you so much for coming by and blessing us with your presence over here, brother. We appreciate it. And Aaron, thank you so much, Earth Mama, for coming in and joining the conversation today. We so appreciate it.
Glad
And-
to be here.
And one more time, we'll put Aaron's, that is Aaron Trombley's Facebook. She is running for town council in New York, so please, if you can, go to her actblue.com. It's an official ActBlue account. You can donate and help Aaron run her campaign, which we have already found out is not an easy thing to do. So if you get a chance, please donate and help Erin run her campaign there. Erin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And, that's me. Johnny Fly. I seen John. Who's that guy? Throw his ass out of the room. Johnny Fly, thank you so much, brother, for coming by. Always enjoy your conversation here, all the way from Pennsylvania, brother, anytime you're in the room.
I enjoy being here. Thank you for having me, John.
You betcha, brother. Anyway, and Sparky Dunk, brother, I'll be on time next time. I'm so embarrassed over that.
Don't worry about it.
I do. Because
have to
she called out
apologize
my
for
name, and I'm
anything.
sitting there going, hey, yeah, and nothing.
Well, yeah,
That's embarrassing.
kind of
That sucks. Anyway,
embarrassing, but
Spark, thank you for being here, brother. Always enjoy it.
all right.
All right. And T.W. Travis, you and Mork taking care of yourself out there in Colorado, I assume, right?
Oh yeah, we're trying to do that, doing day by day.
Well,
That's
keep
all
doing it, brother. That's the goal. One day at a time, ain't it? That's it. TW, thank you for being here. And Bellica,
Yep.
Yes.
thank you, darling, for being in here.
Oh, you're welcome. I didn't say anything much.
Well, sometimes
so-
you just have to throw a stick in the middle of the room and say, hey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you
won't
got to
say
run us
anything
over,
until you-
Bellica.
He's not going to
We're
say
a tough
anything
crowd.
until you get into the room tonight. And then
Yeah,
he's going to go,
yeah,
John.
get her over into the blue room. There you go. And for those who have not joined us in the blue room, please do so. Come by and join the party over there, because it does get...
Oh,
Huh?
yeah. And until I put the wet blanket on it.
Well, somebody... Every party needs a pooper. That's why we invited you. No, that's it.
Oh, God.
No, I know it. That's terrible. My mother used to sing that song. For those that don't know that inside joke, Velica is the one that reminds me that I have a wife. And, I come in here when we go live. I start getting prepared around 5 o'clock. So, my wife hasn't seen me for 2.5 hours. So I'll pop in there and see her for a minute, and then I'll be in the blue room. And but Velica is the one that reminds me that I have a wife and I should go visit her, because it's a thing. I should leave, or I'd sit there all freaking night talking. But Velica, thank you. God knows.
You're welcome.
Save me, baby. Anyway, before we go out the door, Teresa Diggum came in with a $10 donation and said, I am a Christian, as most of you may know, but I respect everyone's own opinion. I do not get offended unless I get attacked for my belief. It is not up to me to judge anyone. Teresa Diggum, well said, baby.
Well said.
Well said.
Well said, Teresa.
I will fight to the death for anybody's right to have their own religion. I don't have to believe in your religion, but I will defend your right to believe any which way you want. And nobody could say anything different.
As long as you
Everybody
don't
has their
trample
own
on
belief.
my right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. The door, it's that separation of church and state. It's only when your religion enters my politics that I get, let's don't do that. Founding Fathers, Thomas Jefferson, separation of church and state is essential for free and democratic society.
Yeah, back in the day, they didn't get so much into that. And just lately
Yeah,
here, it's
no.
like, oh, yeah, and it's
Yeah,
like,
most of the founding
come
fathers
on.
weren't into the God thing too much. Yeah. Doesn't take
I'm a
a
little
religion to
concerned
tell
that
you
we're
to
getting
to do the right thing. What's that, Chris?
I'm a little concerned that there's like a new revival similar to the one that led up to the Volstead Act and everything in the 20s, and I'm kind of concerned about that.
I hope it's a revival of reversal. The evangelical Christian has gone to the wayside. They
I
need
hope
to.
that's
In
true.
my book, if I was looking at them and y'all need to get on your knees and get back to praying to Jesus instead of Trump, baby. You've lost
Yes.
your way.
Yeah, because I know just what I've read in the Bible. You're not supposed to do a false god, because that'll get you into worse trouble.
Yeah,
Well,
false
as Gary
idols, right?
Atkins reminds us here, judge not, lest you be judged. And I think that should go for all of us. Don't judge somebody. Don't be bitching when they judge you. Allow each his own. Live and let live. it would be a whole lot better world.
What's
Anyway,
what's that statement? What goes around comes around.
what goes around comes around, baby. You know, karma, it's a bitch. That's what I believe in. Anyway, I love y'all for being here. Thank you so much. Our family on YouTube, our Facebook family, our Periscope family, thank you so much for coming in, tuning in, and spending your time here. We appreciate it so much. Don't forget to reach down there on YouTube and hit that like button, put that thumbs up over there. And that helps us out, so we appreciate it. Anyway, shit, I'm out of breath. Y'all say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
all.
Good night, Blue Dot family.
Good night, Blue Dot family, indeed.
Good night, John.
We love you. Good night, Chris. Thank you for all for being here, and thank you all for being here. Get your shot and try to put a smile on your face every freaking day. Try to start the day that way with a positive thought. It helps the day get by. If it turns shitty, it ain't your fault. You tried. Anyway, y'all take care of yourself. I love you.